As far as fuel saving, one thing I learned pretty quickly is that short shifting and, trying to stay in a higher gear has more time loss and isn't really that efficient at saving fuel over the course of a lap, as far as just pure racing if you're at the limit.
Is that a general rule?
Yep,
you think?
very general rule.
Okay.
Yeah. Some cars, if they're a bit torquey, a bit more torque at the bottom end, you might get away with that a bit more, but
Right.
Very general. You're going to have better fuel saving and way more consistent, reliable with lift and coast. So that could be either partial throttle lift, and I'll bring in this little chart my engineer drew up for me at VIR. It's a pretty blurry image here. So this bottom graph is our throttle trace. This red graph is another throttle trace. So these are two examples of fuel saving. So the red line here is a full lift and coast into a corner. The blue line is actually a partial lift into the corner. So you're not 100% off throttle. You're maybe leaving 50%, 30% still on the table, but you do that for longer and you have similar fuel saving, but you actually don't lose as much time because you have that partial lift. So kind of just the way the math works out over that longer period into the corner.
It's faster to keep on a little bit.
Yeah, it's faster, but you're not gonna have as much fuel saving as you would.
Right,
so that's a little bit of the trade-off. Like it's still a good fuel save. You don't lose as much time. That's just a little bit of the trade-off there too. So, and then also on the right-hand side are the fuel save locations he drew up for us at VIR. So really the two main ones I want to focus on are the two heavy braking zones. In high-speed corners, you might get away with it occasionally, but it's very track dependent. General rule of thumb, lifting and coasting before a really heavy braking zone is going to be your best bet to save fuel in a race. Okay. So that's just purely because, if you think about it, if you're on throttle for a really long time, you're getting a lot of drag and you're not going to be accelerating very fast into the corner. So that little period where you can lift, you maybe give up 1 mile an hour. It's going to be pretty marginal in comparison to that whole straightaway, the speed, and you're not dropping a whole lot where it's going to be affecting your lap time too much. So
I don't know VIR. Is there any reason why there's no fuel saving before that hairpin on the right-hand side?
Right here?
Yeah.
Mostly because it's all uphill. So if you were to lift, it's kind of right there. It's a very tricky section, but it goes very uphill to this little hairpin. So if you were to lift there, you're probably going to scrub a lot more speed because you're fighting gravity too at the same time.